Here's how an anti-Semite helped save Israel in 1973. This is another miracle of the Yom Kippur War. In 1973, not too long ago, Israel was surrounded. Yeah, 52 years ago, in just a few days, the Yom Kippur War had begun. Arab enemies struck on Israel's holiest day. Yeah, they're prone to do that. The Jewish state was running out of ammunition, and help came, folks, from the most unlikely source, an anti-Semite by the name of Richard Nixon. He was caught on tape making anti-Semitic remarks, yet he became the one who helped save Israel. And how do we make sense of that? Let's talk about what I believe was another miracle of the Yom Kippur War. First, let's be honest about Richard Nixon. The White House tapes, declassified years later, reveal his words. He called Jews born spies. He made slurs. He distrusted them, even as he worked with Jewish advisors like Henry Kissinger. And folks, by any definition, his words were anti-Semitic. So why would this man risk America's standing, even global war, to save the nation of Israel? I think that's a good question. In October 1973, Israel was in mortal danger. Egypt attacked from the south, Syria from the north, and they nearly broke through Israel's reserves of tanks, shells, and even aircraft parts. They were being depleted by the hour, and Golda Meir, Israel's prime minister at the time, sent an urgent plea to Washington. We need help. Without it, we may not survive. At first, Washington hesitated. The Pentagon worried about Arab oil embargoes. The State Department worried about the Soviets, but Nixon made the decision. He made the right decision. On October 12, 1973, Nixon told the military, quote, "Send everything that can fly." And that order launched something known as Operation Nickelgrass. A massive airlift from the U.S. to Israel, C-141s and C-5 Galaxies flew nonstop for weeks. They delivered tanks, artillery, aircraft parts, ammunition, thousands of tons of supplies. And Israel used them to push back the enemy, all the enemies, and the tide of the war turned. Now, at the same time, Nixon, he raised America's alert level to DEFCON 3 when the Soviets threatened to intervene. That sent a crystal clear message. You will not act unilaterally against Israel. Yeah. Ballsy. So let's step back for a moment. Here is a man who spoke against Jews, a man who distrusted them, yet in the moment of Israel's greatest peril since 1948, it was Richard Nixon who acted, and he acted decisively. Was it politics? Was it Cold War strategy? Or was it something more? Now, I believe, personally, that this was another miracle of the Yom Kippur War. God can use even the unwilling, even the prejudiced, to protect his people. And the Bible shows again and again, Pharaoh, Cyrus of Persia, and in 1973, he used Richard Nixon. And it doesn't excuse his words, but it magnifies the providence of God. He can write straight with crooked lines. And he did it again in the Yom Kippur War. So the question is this: do we see history as a string of accidents, or as the stage where God's providence unfolds? Nixon's words condemn him, but his actions help save Israel. And that, my friends, is a paradox that looks a lot like a miracle. It does to me. Now, if this opened your eyes to another miracle of history, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe for more truth, faith, and history that matters. And let's never forget, Israel stands today not because of chance, but because of providence. So, again, on YouTube, subscribe. On Rumble, how about if you follow, repost, share, comment, turn on notifications, do it all, because on this channel, I deal in truth.